Hey guys, it's still November 7th. It's about 1 o'clock p.m. where I am. And this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. Um, and I wanted to just make another video. I think what I'm gonna do is not really relegate myself to making a video every day, but just when I feel energetic enough to just try and make as many videos as I can this month. Try and get to 30. But definitely do a November video marathon. But I just find if I'm planning to make a video every day, it kind of gives my attackers a little bit more power over kind of controlling my project and what I'm trying to get out. So I'm going to kind of adapt to what's happening. And I did just want to make a video now, and I'm not sure. I'm going to kind of, evolve as I go on how to do this. And after the month of November, I'll still be making videos, still be getting information out. But how to do this specific month, this specific marathon. I wanted to go back to Terry's website. One of the really important pages that he has in here. It's called Documents. So I clicked on Documents, and as you can see, there are just so many documents. Ted L. Gunderson's affidavit, statements about gang stalking, FBI Bureau Chief of Los Angeles from California 1977 to 1979. He was in the FBI from 1951 to 1979. So he has a statement about the existence of gang stalking. There's a report by Julianne McKinney on microwave harassment and mind control. There's also court decisions. The United States District Court for the District of Kansas, James R. Walbert versus the Wichita Police Department. And then it gets into a lot of very specific documents by, the Naval Medical Research Institute, documents by the Army, a bunch of some articles from like psychological magazines, showing tests of, voice to skull in like 1974. I wanted to go through some of these specifically. First, I want to go to. Oh, this one looks like it failed to load. So I wanted to go to this Naval Medical Research Institute. These are actually unclassified documents, and it is. I want to read it. Bibliography of reported biological phenomena or effects and clinical manifestations attributed to microwave and radio frequency radiation. So it's a research report. Not sure when it was done, but let's see, it was October 4th, 1971. So I mean, this was a report by the Naval Medical Research Institute in 1971 on the dangers of on biological effects of microwave and radio frequency radiation. So, I mean, the Navy, certain arms of the of our armed forces, they knew about this stuff way back when. So I'm going to read the abstract on it. More than 2,000 references on the biological responses to radio frequency and microwave radiation, published up to June 1971, are included in the bibliography. Particular attention has been paid to the effects on man of a non-ionizing radiation at these frequencies. The citations are arranged alphabetically by author and contain as much information as possible so as to assure effective retrieval of the original documents. An outline of the effects which has been attributed to radio frequency and microwave radiation is also part of the report. So I kind of just wanted to go through. So this is just a bibliography on information This is a document control data from the Naval Medical Research Institute, and it's unclassified. Bibliography of reported biological phenomena and clinical manifestations attributed to microwave and radio frequency radiation. So I'm going to go down here and just read this part. Right down here. Okay, I was trying to find... Okay, these are some of the biological effects of microwave and radio frequency radiation, non-ionizing radiation on the body, to the central nervous system. Headaches, insomnia, restlessness, awake and during sleep, electroencephalographic changes, EEG changes, cranial nerve disorders, pyramidal tract lesions, conditioned reflex disorders, vagomimetic action of the heart, sympathikomimetic action, seizures and convulsions. So I think the vagomimetic action of the heart, I think that has to do with the vagus nerve, if I'm not incorrect on that one. But that would be heart palpitations and things like that. Seizures, convulsions, autonomic nervous system effects, and that's a lot of what our attackers are doing. So yeah, well, here's one. So autonomic nervous system effects, neurovegetative disorders, e.g. alteration of heart rhythm, fatigue, structural alterations in the synapses of the vagus nerve. Oh wow, I've really got to look at this because I haven't researched enough about the vagus nerve, but they're affecting my vagus nerve through remote neural manipulation, all the way from the left side of my head down to my shoulder, to my back, to my leg. So that number 3 is really important, and I need to study about it more. Structural alterations in the synapses of the vagus nerve. That seems to be they've been really focusing on that for months. My attackers have with me, with really sending signals to the vagus nerve, and then affecting my breathing, because the vagus nerve goes to the lungs. So they've affected my breathing, especially when I sleep. Giving me heart palpitations, and then a lot of biological effects to my actual digestive system. Number 4, stimulation of parasympathetic nervous system, the bradycardia, and inhibition of the sympathetic nervous system. Peripheral nervous system effects on locomotor nerves. That's what it says. So psychological disorders, human behavioral studies, the so-called psychophysiologic and psychosomatic responses, neurasthenia, general bad feeling, depression, impotence, anxiety, lack of concentration, hypochondria, dizziness, hallucinations, sleepiness, insomnia, increased irritability, decreased appetite, loss of memory, scalp sensations, increased I can't read that word. It's kind of it's a little bit increased fatigability. Oh, increased fatigability, chest pain, tremor of the hands, behavioral changes in animal studies, reflexive, operant, avoidance, and discriminative behaviors. Also blood disorders. Changes in blood and bone marrow, phagocytic polymorphs and bacterial functions of some of that is can't read it because it's kind of faded out. So I can't read this part really that great. Let me jump down to number 5. Let me jump down to number 6. Blood glucose concentration increase, blood histamine content, cholesterol and lipids, gamma globulin and total protein concentration, number of basonophils, albumin globulin ratio decrease, and hemopoiesis, rate of formation of blood corpuscles. Leukopenia, increase in the number of white cells, and leukocytosis, and also, let's see, beta kelocytosis. Vascular disorders, thrombosis, hypertension. Let's see. So this is a very the documents section. I mean, there's so many. Oh gosh, there's so many effects on the body from microwave radiation and radio frequency non-ionizing radiation. It's incredible. I mean, it affects the blood. It affects the nervous system. You know, it affects us psychologically. There's so many. It infects our gastrointestinal. You know, all of our stomach, our small intestines, our large intestines, and colon. Our endocrine system. You know, the pituitary gland and the thyroid and adrenaline. But it's just incredible how many dangerous effects on the body, you know, microwave radiation causes, and they've known it for a long time. This is a document. It's by order of the Secretary of the Air Force Policy Directive 91-4. It was on, I guess, released October 21st, 2011, talking about safety with directed energy weapons, and they call them DEWs. And I guess, you know, targets do call them DEWs too. I usually call it directed energy weapon systems. This directive establishes Air Force directed energy weapons safety policy. Directed energy weapons provide unprecedented capabilities and produce a broad spectrum of hazards. These hazards require specific safety measures to prevent directed energy weapon mishaps. This I'd say this non-consensual experimentation on American citizens and citizens around the world is a huge mishap, and the torture going on and the research that they're trying to do with these weapons is completely insane and genocidal. So I don't see how they're publishing documents like this back in 2011 when this targeting program was already going, talking about safety issues. Incredible. Summary of changes. This document has been substantially revised and must be completely reviewed. Major changes include inclusion of acoustic weapons and update to responsibilities of various organizations at air staff level and below. My phone is just so hot that it's burning my hands. And I know you can't see a lot of this, so you know, you just go to Terry's website, and the documents section is really, really important. And I didn't get to go over that when I was going over his website yesterday. I also did want to say, because I do remember his PIN code now, he does have and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get this video out right after I make it. He has an activism call every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, every Tuesday on TalkShoe, which the main number is 724-444-7444. His PIN number is 143944. That's 143944. Where pretty much everybody on the call, you know, we're talking about activism that we are doing, ideas for further activism, how we can kind of tie everything in together with social media, and getting people out flyers, and basically